Have you all ever heard about the wave? I mean, this social experiment started by a history teacher in California in 1967. It's creepy. Not so much like paranormal, but as in it's a scary look at human nature. Hang on a sec, I'll explain it. All right, so in 1967, a new history teacher at Cubberley High School in Northern California named Ron Jones was teaching his class about the Holocaust and Hitler's rise to power. At some point during the lesson, many of his students began to ask why the rest of Germany had stood by and done nothing, and how afterwards they could have said they didn't know. Many said that they would never allow something like that to happen, but most simply couldn't understand how the population had allowed it back then. This made Ron curious. What was the answer? Why had so many Germans joined and tolerated the Nazis as their neighbors were dragged away? He realized there was no way of knowing, not without being there, and certainly no way of teaching it unless maybe they could experience something similar. The next day, Ron came in and began to command his class differently than usual. He had stricter rules, making students stand when asking or answering questions and having them fix their posture. He said it was a lesson on discipline, and the phrase strength through discipline was written on the board. The students shockingly responded positively to the stricter rules. It was as if they had just been waiting for this and wanted more. They worked as a team and answered questions correctly, even sitting quietly until Ron dismissed them at the end of class. In the next 2 days, the phrases strength through community and action appeared on the board. Ron announced to the class that their new rules and ideas were now the cornerstones of the group called the Wave. Their mottos were the three phrases on the board, and he introduced them to a salute made by curling one's right hand into the shape of a wave and tapping one's left shoulder with it. The kids practiced both the motto and the salute that day. Everything was going well in this experiment. Ron was increasingly seen as an incredibly important leader. The kids were being more well behaved. They were ahead in their studies, all good things. So Ron decided to continue the wave. In class, he gave the students wave membership cards, some of which had red X's on the back. The X's indicated that those people were to monitor the other members of the wave and report directly to Ron if someone broke a rule. Additionally, that day, Ron gave the instruction to recruit members to the wave. All were invited and all were equal in the wave. And recruit they did. Later that week, there were over 200 members of the wave. The pep rally became an official wave rally, where dozens of new members were sworn in. As the group grew, most everyone joined. However, if someone did not join, they were likely to find themselves very alone, and possibly being threatened or hurt by wave members. By the fifth day, Ron knew things had spiraled out of control. He had grown into a mythical leader, and the students carried out his orders without hesitation, even if these orders never existed in the first place, and were grown from within the wave. He decided to tell the students that there would be a televised announcement of the wave's candidate announcement for the presidential election, and that all members should attend the rally later that day. When they arrived, the hundreds of students were greeted with a blank screen and Ron. He told them the true nature of the wave, how it had been born as an experiment that had grown exponentially until he had to end it. The students were shocked, and some even cried. They had all believed in the wave wholeheartedly after just 5 short days. The wave is terrifying because it is real. Not so long ago, a history teacher fresh out from college was able to turn a school into a military state in just 5 days. We as humans are so easily led into fascist dictatorships, and we so rarely question what goes on around us. The wave is a testament to that, and a scary one.